that good of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. All right, Jay. This is going to be
An odd one.
a sprint, an absolute sprint of the show. You're the Goldilocks gamer, and in light of that, Jay.
Oh.
What? Oh, what?
Yeah, go on. In light of that.
In light of that, I can inform you that I've still not finished Odyssey,
Okay.
and that's the only thing I'm playing.
How many hours now?
150.
Yeah, that's still like 35 more than me.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. That's like a whole bloody game right there.
Yeah, you're right. It's like 3 games. There's 3 Horizons. That is nuts, actually. Yeah. What? Yeah. I mean, obviously, without going into the huge thing, did you think it was too long by the time you finished?
What? Odyssey?
Mm.
No, I think it was about the perfect amount of time. I think any longer it would have bugged me.
But obviously, that's also how you played it as well. Yeah. Fair dues. Okay. All right. Well, the show today has a hanging nick, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great looking at you right now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Jay, you haven't drunk in a while, right? Is that
Well,
right?
I mean, I have and I haven't.
Fair.
Just not intensively, I guess.
Nice.
The gaps between when I do and I do again is probably like closer to a year than it is months or weeks.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you thinking?
No. I like pausing. All right. Should we just to let the people know, to be fair, the audience, the ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning to focus more now on fewer topics each show, and we will
just go more in depth in them, right?
Yeah. I felt that. I think we both felt, but I felt that we were at our best conversations when we could dive a bit deeper into the topics. So,
agreed.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to talk about today, Joe.
Well, potentially, yeah.
I guess we have very little compared to what we usually do to talk about. I should say we hashtag not much. What have you been playing?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm kind of annoyed, but
Why?
not at the same time. Because I'm kind of glad. I feel like having this long of a break, has kind of made me like think about what games I want to play next. So I'm kind of like I'm sort of having to take a break because I was at that point before, whereas I just don't really want to do this that much anymore. So I'm kind of like needing to forget about games so I can miss them again, so I can enjoy them again when I do finally come back to them. So
100%.
I think I'm in that mode at the minute. But I think when I do come back, weirdly, you put on the doc about Remember Me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And I put a little note saying that I might potentially just play it again.
Because you miss it.
It kind of like looks like fun. Like it's been 8 years now, right, since I played it. So I'm kind of like I think it's about long enough for me to forget what the game was like enough for me to be able to enjoy it again. So I'm kind of like potentially wanting to do that.
That's cool. That's cool. Like,
pretty sure I had it on Xbox. So I'm going to have to like re-download it or something.
That's cool because I don't think I've got there with the game in a long time where, it's kind of like the original Ratchet and Clanks and Jak and Daxters where if you play them again, you're like, I can't really remember what happens at this bit. I've since played them and now know fairly well what happens, but it's pretty exciting when you get to play it again and actually be like, I don't even actually know what happens at this bit.
Yeah, I feel like somewhere between like 6 and 10 years, depending on the game, can be about enough time for you to forget.
Yeah,
because you've done quite a lot in those 6 years. So,
mate, one sec. Don't worry, mate. The doors will turn up soon.
The what?
The dwarves. Right,
Ah, okay.
apologies.
That's really funny.
Apologies. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, it's just it's nice to have that. I guess I'm hoping that's what it'll be like. I'm
Hmm.
just trying to think what other games there are that are like that, but
For you, yeah.
for me at least, yeah, I don't really want to think about it because then it'll make me, remember something.
I think they'll pop up, mate. I think you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, man, I fancy playing that,
Yeah, I
Like
know.
Portal.
Actually, it happened slightly with Batman. I want to say, like Arkham Asylum. I think
Oh, yeah.
I remember playing that maybe about year or two ago, and being like, "Oh yeah, it's been a while."
Yeah, yeah,
Similar type of thing. Similar type of thing.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good throwback, to be fair. I often look at those collections and I just go, oh, Nick, do you want to? Do you want to? Because they're
Hmm.
great games. So it's understandable. All right, Jay. All right. It's news time.
Yeah. I had a suggestion about that actually.
Go on.
My dad. I don't know if my dad probably hasn't sent an email. Said he was going to, but potentially if we have like a jingle for the news.
Jingle, jangle, jungle, I'm so happy in the jungle as used to
So now
go.
you know what I mean, though,
Jungle
right? Just like a
bell.
little 5 seconds, like yeah, and not even necessarily like says the news. It's just that, and that's how it's recognizable. It's going to be that.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I feel that. A lot of podcasts do that. I think the music side of things, Jay, will definitely grow. We're not limited to, and I appreciate the feedback, by the way, Mark. We're not limited to the interludes I have at the moment. There will be new music, there will be new interludes, and I'm going to brainstorm with Jay on the future skits, if you will, of the show. It's going to evolve. It's going to evolve.
Do you listen to Adam Buxton?
No, but you've said about him, yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it honestly. His like little in between bits are I've laughed harder at that than some like $1 million comedy movies, and they're like 30 seconds long.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
that guy is an absolute legend.
I've got to tell you, mate, I don't find many comedies that funny these days. Truthfully,
It depends, honestly.
truthfully,
My comedy has honed itself into something very specific
sure,
nowadays. Yeah,
yeah. All right, mate. Well, do you have an accent for me? You got any ideas? Do you want to stop the accents? I like the accents.
trying to think of a good one. I would say, see, I don't know what's wrong and what's right nowadays, because sometimes people think that bloody accents are really racist, don't they?
That is true, mate. I heard someone do an Indian accent, like a poor Indian accent, a few weeks ago, and I was like, I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, that's definitely died off. I think it depends where you do it, right? Because if you do it like a Scottish one or an Irish one, that's not racist. But if you do an Indian one
Right,
or a Jamaican
Chinese,
one,
yeah, yeah,
racist.
yeah.
Just an accent.
Mate, the Scottish and Irish one, they actually intertwine for me. So like, I'll
Yeah,
talk
they are very
Scottish,
similar.
and then it'll get like, Irish, and it'll start with a little twang. You know what I mean? Like, I just,
Also depends if it's northern or southern, doesn't it? So
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's like different parts of Scotland and Ireland and all that stuff. I'm from Ireland. My name's Nick.
okay. I say try. I don't think you can do a Scouse one, can you?
Scouse? Go clubbing.
It's not bad. There you go.
That's
That'll
the
do.
only word I could say is Scouse clubbing.
Yeah, there's usually like trigger words, isn't there?
What are you
Words that
talking about?
associate themselves
Yeah, exactly that.
with those
I
accents.
always thought if I was an actor and I had to do an accent, I just learn what every word in that accent sounds like that I have to say, not learn the accent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a lot of words.
Yeah. Yeah.
About 900,000 words,
What, in a
I think.
movie?
No, in English language.
Oh.
I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
it's 900,000. It's either that or 90,000. I always get it bloody mixed up. I don't know why.
How do you think we
Are
use
we ready then?
commonly? How many do you think we use commonly?
Oh, probably like, I don't know, 100,000 maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then Stephen Fry uses the full vocabulary, which is understandable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shall I start?
Yeah, mate. We in light of the No. In emphasis of the focus, we have one new story each this week.
First one, this one might intrigue you, but Xbox have said that they're going to have a new design for their store.
Yes.
I'm hoping this is more than just a store and there's actually like a whole new UI overload, or like I hope it's the whole Xbox UI and not just the store. Because I've always had a problem with the Xbox UI. It really bugs me. It's so boring and slow and awful.
Did you like the folders on 360?
I didn't mind them. They weren't great, but they were better than this.
Okay.
I think this is definitely like the one it has now is fine. Just feels clunky to me. I'm now. I don't know if you've actually looked at this article and seen what the new UI is supposed to look like. I know it's quite difficult, obviously, for audio people if you want to like look it up or whatever. I think it's supposed to have happened 2 days ago.
Yeah. I mean, they updated Xbox Y with this new Microsoft Store. For me,
Okay.
I think it is just a Microsoft Store, but there's definitely the potential to do a new dashboard for the Xbox
Well, I feel like
Series
they kind of
X.
have to do a new dashboard for the new Xbox, don't they? I think
Yeah,
this is just like in preparation of that. I want to say
yeah, and you
this
could
might
be
even be like
right.
a test run for the new Xbox to see how well the store can run. So
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I'm glad about this though because I feel like yeah, with the old one it just bugs me. I really didn't want to see much of the same.
Well, mate, I got to say that the only thing for me is that I just get excited when we see a new UI because,
Yeah, new UIs are just because
yeah,
they're different, right? You just want to see something
yeah,
different. It's just fun
yeah.
when you see something that isn't the same old, same old. I don't know whether PS5 is going to do something different for their UI. I really hope so as well. So I'm not a massive fan of um, their like main. I guess like yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the UI for PlayStation either. They're kind of just
Right, okay. So it's
not as.
not,
It's definitely not clunky. It's definitely smoother. It's just it feels like it could be more futuristic looking. If that makes sense.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm kind of like bored of the same stuff now. Whether like back in the day it looked obviously because it was newer when it first came out, it might have looked better, but now it just sort of seems a bit old. And I don't know. I kind of just expecting something newer for both consoles, really.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, mate, I agree. I think there's probably work to be done there.
Hmm.
And again, I just get excited by any. Do you know what, as well, Jay? I think it differentiates them good because they're a new console generation, and those console generations are becoming thinner now with the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. I think a new UI / dashboard really helps them set each other apart and be like, this is the bigger step, if you will. This is a smaller step. Like when the Xbox One X came out, it was like, oh, what's the UI going to be like? All this kind of stuff. And then it was just all the same. So it's really boring. But
Yeah.
these new consoles, there's definitely the opportunity to do it, make it different. And I hope we get, again, Jay, we need to, I want to sit down, I want to, here's a Series X. Here's what it looks like next to your TV. Here's how you turn it on. Here's what the UI looks like. And I want the same for PS5, and we don't even know when they're coming out yet or how much they cost. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't really see what they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna be doing it fairly soon. There's got to be this month, isn't it?
It has to
I feel like
be. It
they really
has
can't
to
leave it any
be.
longer than August. If it ends up going into next month, I'm gonna be like, well, are we not seeing this until actually like till Christmas? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Are
Doesn't
they
really
are
make
they coming
sense.
out this year? Are they coming out this year?
Yeah, no, it's got to be this month. I reckon by the end of this month we'll probably know everything. I think one of the bigger problems for me was like it being difficult to find things on the Xbox store.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was on the PlayStation one, everything was quite spread out, and it was quite easy to find where the search bar was, and then you could like
Is this
put
PlayStation?
stuff in. This is PlayStation, yeah.
See,
And I felt
I
like everything was listed on the like literally everything you needed was on the far left side of the screen,
yeah,
and then the far right side of the screen was obviously the visual of what you'd had to search up.
yeah,
But for the Xbox, it always felt like everything was a bit jumbled. Like there was no far left for me to like revert back to and be like, where am I? It was always like I had to go back 1,000 pages before I could even like find myself again. So I think just like I'm hoping that there'll be like a similar type thing. I'm like the way I'm looking at it right now, it kind of reminds me like they've got the far left thing on here. So I'm kind of glad that that's what they've gone with. It seems like more of a PC setup. Like I feel like PC stores are quite easy to use. Like they have everything there. Everything's just so spread out. Whereas with the Xbox before, it's all felt quite compact to me. But me now looking at this new one, it looks like they've gone a bit more spread out and a lot less sharp. I think is a good way to put it too. Like PlayStation Store always felt like everything had a rounded edge, which I know is like a weird detail, but they even do that in like that's just like design 101. You want things to look a certain way. If you want things to look sharp, you want it to look quite, I guess, I don't know. I feel like every detail has its use, but for me, sharp didn't really sit right when it came to consoles. If everything was smooth and rounded, it just felt more friendly. So, and that's what they've gone with on this new one. So I'm happy about that.
I gotta say, I really like the look of the new store. I forgot
Yeah,
to say that. I like the look of it, and I actually think, Jay, the PlayStation Store sucks. I think it's
I know you do.
awful. I think it's awful.
I
Like,
know you do.
you go on it, and I don't even know where to look. I don't know what to press. I don't.
Yeah,
Sometimes I've searched for Detroit Become Human, and the game itself is like the 13th thing to come up. I mean, it
yeah.
is
I know exactly what you mean. It's
bonkers.
weird that, isn't it? Like how I think because I've used the PlayStation Store more, I'm obviously more used to it. So
Yeah.
it seems nicer to me, and then vice versa for you. You've obviously used the Microsoft Store, Xbox Store more often, so you're used to that. So I think obviously if I was on the Xbox for like a year straight with nothing else, I'd probably find the store that it had before probably quite handy. I'd probably find the good things and the bad things about it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, to each their own, I guess.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm just, as we're talking, I'm just looking at the evolution of the Xbox dashboard, and I can't
Mm,
tell you how much I love the folders on the original Xbox 360. I really enjoy them.
okay. Yeah, I can't actually remember what they were like that much.
They're they're cool, man.
I actually like the original Xbox
Do
UI.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the 2001 buddy
Fair
normal
play.
Xbox. Yeah, I thought it was just I don't know, it's very boring and obviously bland or whatever, but I don't know, I liked it at the time. I liked how it felt. It just felt very I don't know,
Yeah, I mean,
like trippy, I
I
guess.
even get nostalgic now about the original Xbox One dashboard.
Yeah, I'm now looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah, it's nostalgic, man.
I'm also looking at the one after the folders, I think,
Yeah,
or the blades as they're called.
the blades.
Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
good
that's nice
stuff.
too. Man, that's bringing back some like weird memories.
Yeah.
Just makes it, I don't know, it looks really old, doesn't it? Strange. I thought I heard a fucking cat
Go
just
on.
freaking out. I thought, shit, how the fuck did a cat get in my house? Was that you or was that me? I don't know. I thought I heard like a dinging bell, like a little like collar. Was that you or was that
I
me?
think I might have been us. Yeah.
I was freaking out. I was thinking, where the hell's that coming from?
There's a cat in here. Oh yeah, this original Xbox One dashboard, mate, is nuts when you look at it because it's all kind of Windows 8 type. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's very had that similar sort
Oh
of that Nokia
crikey!
phone kind of
Yeah,
Microsoft look
yeah,
to it.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
mate,
very strange,
brings
very
back memories.
strange.
Bring back memories. All right.
All right, you want to talk about this Avengers thing?
Yeah, mate. I just want to quickly head up and I want to get your thoughts on it, really. But essentially, Spider Man's coming to Avengers. Long
Yeah,
rumored. The Avengers Tower is in the game. And he's coming as a post launch update exclusively for PlayStation. So
makes sense.
what to get your it does make sense, but I want to get your
To me, it does.
thoughts
Yeah.
on it, and I feel like it's very lackluster compared to what we expected, i.e., Spider-Man's an Avengers. Wah! It's more like he's a playable character, he's got his own moves, blah blah blah. But like realistically, like it's not quite the impact that I think we all expected. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm still like having a bit of trouble with this game, honestly.
Right. Okay.
Overall,
Okay. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the more I see it, the more I'm impressed by how it could have been a good game. For me personally, like
Well,
I
it's
think for
not
other
out yet.
people it'll be. What I mean is, I can already judge it because of a character that's in it that I don't like. Like the game's probably good, and I probably would have loved it if that character wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So it's probably is. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying it's probably actually a bloody good game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in terms of the Spider-Man stuff, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they've sort of gone about this in a weird way. I don't know if it's because of recent events that obviously things are being released at certain different times, but it kind of feels like to me that it would have been better news if they had done it as part of the maybe as part of the state of play, which they probably did, although I didn't see it. But
No, I don't think they did. I think it came up before.
like it would have been more hype if it was like part of something else, like a bigger event. It just sort of felt like, oh, here we go. No need to get excited, because obviously there was rumor for so long. I think maybe if they released it right after the rumor came out, then it might have been a bit more timely. I don't know. I think more people are more annoyed at the fact that it's just PlayStation exclusive, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And I can see why. I mean, technically Sony still own part of Spider-Man, so Sony are going to want to get their money where they know they can. So if they're going to exclusively do it for their PlayStation, their console, then that's what they're going to do. They're not going to
Right. Yeah. So like,
because
it's
it
not just Sony PlayStation; it's Sony Film Rights, isn't it? Because they own Spider-Man, so it
yeah they
kind of
own
makes
everything there.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if they know that they're exclusively putting Spider-Man on the Avengers game, it means that they're going to potentially make more money on their consoles. Then that's what they're going to do, aren't they? So again, it all comes down to the business side of stuff. It just makes total sense. But yeah, in terms of the hype for it, I haven't really heard too much about it. Honestly, it kind of felt like I feel like most of the gaming news nowadays tends to go a bit on this like to the side. Like you hear something that probably would have been big news last year, now just sort of feels like, oh yeah, we've been getting plenty of those. I think this is probably like maybe the one downside of getting a steady flow of gaming news rather than lots of gaming news in larger chunks spread across the year. It kind of feels like the one of the cons is that we're starting to get used to any news as being just sort of like mundane kind of boring news now, whereas before it might have been part of a larger thing that would have made it all more of a spectacle, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel. Yeah. I feel. Yeah. Like these things. Well, I guess these things drop every day, every week, and it's part of the
Pretty much,
flow.
yeah.
Part of the flow. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, let's move on. I wanted to revisit a special topic that we did. I enjoyed last show.
Yeah, I think you might need to remind me about this. So it was the Eternal Sunshine of Spotless game thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was so
So
you
it
wanted
was it
to,
was remove the memory of the game. One,
yeah.
because you want to play it again, and then two, because you don't you don't want to remember playing it.
Oh,
Now,
okay, so a bad and a good. Yeah,
so
okay,
now I want to revisit this because there is more to dive into here, Jay.
sure.
As in, when my brother first said it, I was thinking, well, this is a whole nother ball game because if we go timeless, I'm thinking Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, Spyro,
Yeah.
maybe. But if we think about games today, it's a whole different answer. Because
Oh, yeah,
why would I
massively.
remove the original Ratchet and Clank when it's going to look trash? Well, not trash, but it's not going to
Yeah,
look
in
great.
comparison. Yeah, yeah.
So that I want to bring up that
Do
conversation
you feel
of
like it only really applies then to games that maybe have only come out in the last 5 to 6 years?
I do if we're doing that. If we go
Yeah.
like, oh, you can remove Ratchet and Clank, the memory of playing Ratchet and Clank, and you can go back to like playing it as a 12-year-old in that landscape. That's a whole different thing, you know. So
Yeah, no, that is.
I wanted to see what game for you would remove that's maybe a bit older but because
Oh, that's slightly older. Okay.
yeah. For me, I mean, like, I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm thinking even like Dead Space. I'm thinking
Yeah,
maybe
that's a good
even
one.
Gears of War might be in that conversation. I'm just trying to think of what games that really stood out to you on the PS2, really.
PS2 is a good one.
Or GameCube, maybe Pokemon Colosseum, something like that.
Yeah, I guess some of the GTA's definitely have potential. Definitely with the Final Fantasies as well. It'd probably be the Final Fantasies. Actually, Dragon Quest VIII is a really good one.
Oh, yeah. Did you play that?
I absolutely adored that game. I played through that game maybe 2 or 3 times.
Right, right.
It probably is the best Dragon Quest there is. My dad will definitely agree with that. Yeah, Dragon Quest VIII is probably it. Honestly, PS2 game definitely
I,
came out in 2004.
I always looked at that cover being like, is that going to be the massive JRPG I want it to be? And I never had the
If
balls to buy it.
you look at all the Dragon Quests, I'd say Dragon Quest VIII and the more recent one,
Yeah, that's
which I
the
can't
one.
remember which one it is,
That's the one.
which I've played. I can't remember what they called.
I wish I bought this game.
Is it 9? Dragon Quest 9? Yeah, Dragon Quest 9 is absolutely brilliant. It's yeah, 8 and 9 are just insanely good. Or is it 11? No, it's 11. It's 11. There we go. It's 11. Yeah,
Jay,
Dragon
mate,
Quest 8 and
go on.
11 are the best two, definitely.
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Do you remember Miss Cooper in middle school?
Jesus Christ. Potentially, yeah.
She was in Miss Drake's. She was like, I think she was
Miss Drake. Dude,
she...
I've been trying to remember that name for so long.
Yeah. She was.
Do you know what's weird? I actually do remember Miss Cooper. Why do you bring her up?
I bring her up, Jay, because she
Yeah.
was a huge video game fan, and she
Okay, that makes
told
sense.
us to play Oblivion way back when, before either of us had
Yeah.
played it, and she also used screenshots of Final Fantasy 12 in
Yeah.
her class, and like for me and you, that was nuts.
Yeah, I think that was just like this is like really creepy to really say, I guess. But it sort of like perpetuated that like older woman kind of like thing. Like she was obviously like we were bloody like minors or whatever, but she was like this like
Super
hidden gem.
cool, super
She was this
cool.
like super cool
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
just like out there. Yeah,
Who
that's
liked video games? Yeah, it was. I think it was.
like it was unheard of. Like even like back then,
Yeah,
girls didn't
unheard
like
of. Unheard of.
games. Like girls our age were like obsessed with makeup and boys, right? That was like the thing then.
And
So to be able to
hair.
hear of like and hair, and to be able to hear of like a woman who was maybe in her 30s at the time,
Yeah, I think so.
maybe late 20s, probably 30s, was like out of just like our brain was exploded. That was insane.
Yeah, I
Jesus,
don't
wow, that's
know a
good.
single girl growing up really that played video games in our schools.
I mean, it's a much bigger thing now, obviously. Like
Yeah.
most of them do. I tell you what, the amount of girls who I see now, this might be quite a funny tidbit for you. The amount of girls who I see now who are like obsessed with Star Wars. Like obviously there was loads before and have been since the 70s, but I feel like it's become a bit of a trend now for like girls maybe who are between 15 and 21 who are like obsessed with Star Wars,
Right.
but like more so than me or you.
Right.
Like super fans. Like basically girls who grew up with the prequels
Yeah.
but didn't watch them until like the 2010s. So they would have been in there
Right.
like they would have been like 7, 8, 9.
I do think I know some of the girls you're speaking about because my
Then
brother talks about how crazy fans some of his
weirdly,
female
it's
friends
actually
are.
a lot of it is like because of Obi-Wan, like but the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan,
Sure.
like and they all sort of like see him as this like sexual figure.
Okay, yeah, you're jumping off the diving board here for me, Jay.
And then also Kylo Ren they see as some sort of like sexual
No,
figure.
he is a meme. There's no way people
No,
see him as a sexual figure.
They do.
No,
Yeah.
stop the track. No way. No way.
It's real. It's very real. It exists.
All right. Well, going
bit of a
back
tangent. There we
to,
go.
going back to the topic.
What were we talking about? PS2 games?
Yeah, talking about games that we'd like to play again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
Dragon Quest.
I'm thinking Ratchet and Clank.
100%.
I'm thinking Jak and Daxter. I'm thinking Crash Bandicoot, maybe, but that was really fucking hard. I'm thinking now, Jay. Let's remove the time thing. And I know we already done this technically, but do you think? I guess that the game has to have come out in the last 5-6 years, really. But otherwise, it could be a bit of a struggle, is what I'm saying. Though what I will say, Jay, is that I think games are aging better and better. Like I reckon you can play 360 games and you can get used to those graphics over a few weeks by not playing new games, and that'll be fine. I think you struggle to play PS1 games regularly.
Oh. Yeah, no. Going back to old Final Fantasy VII now is difficult.
It is difficult.
It was difficult to play 5 years ago. It's difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Well,
but games more recent, right?
Yeah. We obviously did the top 3 last week, but again,
I can't remember what I said actually, so I might just like spit out some stuff.
You said LA Noire.
I did I? Yeah, in terms of more recent games, I'd probably have to go with something like Vampire would definitely be a good one.
I think you said that as well.
I need to talk about in depth at some point on this buddy podcast.
You do.
That game is insane. I had something a second ago, but I forgot what it was. Oh, Bloodborne would be another good one. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because that Bloodborne is still like they need to do a 2 so bad. Either that or like a HD or whatever.
I think they will. For me, mate, I've got to say Black Flag standing out.
Yeah,
I like Black Flag. I
do like it, but no.
I
wouldn't want to play it for the first time again. Definitely not.
Fair.
Yeah, Titanfall for me, I missed the boat on that one entirely.
Oh, Jay, it was so good.
I'm kind of glad I did too, because it didn't look that good to me.
Jay,
I know it was for you, but to me, I was like, nah, I'm good.
It's so good.
I think at the time, like before it came out, I was like, wow, I can't wait for this game to come out. And then it came out, and I was like, I'm not fussed anymore. Like it completely the game died for me about like a few days before it came out. I was like, yeah, I'm good. It must have been because something else came out at the same time. It must have. What year was Buddy?
2013, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Same year it came. Well, I think it was a launch title, wasn't it? With Xbox
Yeah, I'm
One?
pretty sure it was a launch. Yeah. 2014.
Okay, not a launch title then.
Yeah, I might have to look up 2014 games and see what came out. Might have been Dark Souls 2. Played that quite heavily.
Dark Souls 2. I mean, the Gears trilogy could easily go through. I went through them like not even too long ago as well.
Titanfall. Oh, it was Dark Souls 2. Oh my god, it came out the same day. I guessed that perfectly.
Wow, really?
It came out the same day. How the hell did I guess that? That's
Dark Souls
insane.
2 came out that late.
What, 2014?
Yeah, I thought it came out like 2012.
That's on 360 as well. That wasn't even on Xbox One.
Wow, I can't believe that came out so late.
The first Xbox One Dark Souls wasn't until Dark Souls 3.
Right.
I want to say.
And Bloodborne was an exclusive, yeah.
Wow. I guessed that perfectly. That's insane. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 would have been the game I was playing at the time. So I would have completely missed it.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm good.
There we go.
I got so hyped for that game as well. I remember loving Dark Souls 2.
Fair.
Wow, that's such a weird. I guessed that perfectly.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. All right, shall we move on, mate, to the next movement? In tribute of the lists. Tribute.
Yes, tribute.
A long time ago, me and my brother Cal here. A long, lonesome road. Yeah, in light of the list tribute, we're doing top 3 favourite Bethesda games. I will go first. Number 3. This is Bethesda developed, so not published, so not Wolfenstein.
See, I need to know the difference.
Not Dishonored.
This is gonna annoy me.
Fine.
So, hang on.
Actually, you know what? Forget top 3. We're doing 2 because there's not much to choose from. We're doing 2.
Are you joking? How many are there?
We got Oblivion, Fallout 3, Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and then before that you got Morrowind, Hammerfell, and whatever they made.
Huh, there are. Yeah, I guess there aren't that many, are there?
Maybe even top one. Do top two, top two, top two, top two.
I mean, I guess we could do top three. 'Cause I could pick three out of that.
But there's only like 5 to pick from.
Are you counting Bethesda Softworks as well?
I think that's the developer arm, but not Dishonored, not Wolfenstein,
Yeah, no, I'm
not
not looking at
Prey.
that.
That's all published. They're all published by Bethesda.
Well, yeah, okay, we'll go for it then.
All right, you sure?
You can start. Yeah, go for it.
All right, top 2. My number 2 is. Oh, this is a tough one, actually.
It really is, isn't it?
So here's the
Jesus.
thing for me, mate. Fallout 4, I think, is a better game than Fallout 3, but I have more nostalgia towards Fallout 3. And I think for the time, Fallout 3 was better at its time than Fallout 4
I
was.
still haven't fully completed Fallout 4, like the main story. Still haven't done it.
Right.
I say recently. It took me a long time to even do Fallout 3. Like the
Right.
main story, I was just so ingrained in completing all the side stories. I never got even close to the end for so long. And that's where I'm at with Fallout 4. I still need to go back and play it.
Mate, you got to finish that.
Yeah,
You got to
I
finish
know.
that. I like the
I might
story.
literally just do like a main story, but a main story playthrough rather than just like try and do all the side quests. That's
just
what I
bash
did.
out.
Yeah, bash out.
You could probably do it
exactly.
in a couple of days.
Yeah, if not a week, definitely.
Yeah, Fallout 4 is a better game, but
Yeah.
I think Fallout 3 was a better game for its time, and I
The
have
thing
more
is, though,
memories.
this is a top 2 or 3 based on what? Is it based on how good the game is, or
No,
how
just based
like
on
your
what you,
personal opinion?
your personal opinion. So, with
Yeah,
that in
exactly.
mind, with that in mind,
With that in mind,
Jay,
yeah.
and my recent history of Skyrim, I'm gonna have to go number 2 as. Oh, Christ, this is hard. This is really hard.
It is, isn't it?
I'm gonna say Fallout 4.
What was your number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you, mate?
I think I have to go with the same answer. I think our lists are going to be the same.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. My number 1 is Oblivion.
Oh,
Always.
maybe not.
Always.
Okay.
Oblivion is very, very special to me. First game where it was everything I ever dreamt I wanted from a game. Everything. Everything. Magic, quests, NPCs, factions, places to explore, loot. It was everything I ever wanted in a game. Ever. Period.
Makes
Absolutely
sense. Yeah.
love that game. What about you, mate?
I honestly don't think I can pick for my 1 and 2 spot for Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Like Oblivion for me, I think would probably be 3, potentially 4, because Fallout 3 would probably be 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you play
for me,
Oblivion much, mate?
yeah, for me, I definitely played it. I don't know if I finished it. I don't know if I got to the end.
Sure.
I definitely played it a while, but for me, Oblivion at the time, even when I didn't play it when it came out. I must have played it probably a year or 2 before. Actually, no, I probably played it the same year as Fallout 3, which was 2 years later. I might have even played it just before. It might have been like a year after. And even then, I remember playing it thinking, this looks old. Like, to me, Oblivion didn't ever look new to me. I remember
I get
Skyrim.
that.
Like, I remember even playing Fallout 3 and being like, this looks really old. Like, I don't really
Yeah.
get it. Like, why am I playing this old game?
Yeah. And then Skyrim, I got to say, Jet, I think that age is probably the best out of all their games, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think the graphics hold up for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, Skyrim's definitely their most well-aged game, 100%.
Yeah. So what's your number 1, mate?
I think weirdly, I think it might even have to be. I think it's like a toss-up between Fallout 4 and Skyrim.
I thought your number 2 was Fallout 4.
Yeah, I know. I really can't like pick. I feel like it
Oh,
depends
okay.
on the day. Like,
Yeah, sure.
if I was more in the mood for fantasy that day, it'd be Skyrim as number 1. But if I was more in the mood for mechanical
Post-apocalyptic, yeah.
post-apocalyptic, it'd be Fallout 4 that day. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those games. I love
Yeah.
Bethesda games, man. They are.
Yeah, I really didn't think about it, but there are literally only one, two, three, four, five, six. There's like seven, eight,
Yeah.
if you include Blades.
Right.
That's so strange, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah.
A Starfield game's coming
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and I guess Elder Scrolls 6 buddy eventually. Still not sure. I mean, this Starfield was supposed to be like space thing, isn't it?
I'm hoping Starfield's 2021. Yeah.
I'll have to wait and see on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you think that's going to be Bethesda's return to form, Jay Starfield?
Return to form. When were they ever in form?
Fallout 4?
Yeah. Is that in form? By in form, do you mean like just having a good game out?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah. They had one very bad game in what, 15 years?
What
And
was
the
that? Just
Fallout 76.
76. Yeah. Okay.
And the rest of them are arguably game of the years, if not game of the generations.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I mean, I guess if I have a feeling that 6 is probably, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be that, and I hope Starfield is going to be just as good at the same time. Like, it'd be even better if they released two games that were, but that's what's so good about games or companies who do that. I guess is that they know their game's going to be good, so they only make one every like 5 years.
Yeah.
I guess similarly with Rockstar, but with them it's a bit more frequent. I'd say
Yeah.
they got a bigger team, though. I want to say, right? Rockstar got a bigger team.
Oh, I don't know. I
Not
know
sure.
the
feel like
Bethesda team's pretty big at the moment.
oh, that's true. Actually, yeah. I
Got
don't know.
three
Actually, I don't know.
studios, I think now. One of them is working on Blades, and 76, of course, which, to be fair to them, is getting pretty big updates.
I'm hearing a lot of bad and good things about 76 all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people saying how much they hate it, and a lot of people saying how much they love it. So I don't know.
Very divisive.
Don't know what to think.
Don't know what to say. Don't know what to think. Next movement, mate. I'm glad you brought this up. Let's talk about Guitar Hero and Rock Band and the music movement in games. It's a really big deal for me personally. But let's talk about. I think Guitar Hero 3 changed the game, right?
Yeah, Guitar Hero 3 was my I guess vehicle, or like my first instance with that. I guess with a lot of music that was just, I guess, rock music, right? I mean, I kind of had it anyway, a lot of it, growing up with a lot of it, but there was a lot of it that I just missed out on.
Yeah.
And yeah, that sort of introduced me to it, so I'm kind of glad about that. Plus, I think it helped with like dexterity, like finger dexterity.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it weren't for that, I mean, you already kind of get that with console games anyway.
Yeah.
But having it with the guitar controller was quite interesting. I think I still have that, but it broke. Like the green, I obviously like the green was the one you like pressed the most, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
So that one that one went first. So I kind of like stopped playing it after like 5 years, I don't know.
Sure.
And then what was the one that came out after that? It was
World Tour. So that was with the Rock Band. That was the whole. That was the other guitar, bass. That was the drums. That was the singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I really badly wanted all that stuff because obviously couldn't afford it at the time because I had no money.
Yeah, me too.
So I kind of missed out on that stuff. I was like, oh, poo. I've like completely missed out on this.
Yeah, I think World Tour. I think 3 changed the game. I think World Tour might have been the peak, to be honest, for that. I know World Tour was a huge deal when it came out for us, I think. And just to give you an idea of how quickly everything escalated from there, Jay, we had Guitar Hero Aerosmith come out in the same year as World Tour. We then had, I think, Guitar Hero 5 in there somewhere. Guitar Hero Metallica in 2009. Smash Hits in 2009. And then the last sort of bastion, which was Warriors of Rock, came out in 2010. So that's how quickly the movement... Yeah, Guitar Hero 5 came out in 2009. And Guitar Hero Van Halen came out in 2009. So like that's multiple Guitar Hero games in the same year. Not including Band Hero, which was a pop spin-off, or DJ Hero, which was a DJ spin-off. So we're talking like 5 or 6 games came out in 2009 with Guitar Hero
Do you
on
know
the.
how badly I wanted DJ Hero at the time? I've
That is
honestly, I've
hilarious. That is
I've put it
hilarious.
in my cart on Amazon like 10 times and been like, I can't justify buying this.
Everyone knows that the Metallica one's the best, of course. But Jay,
Yeah.
what did you think about all these Guitar Hero? I mean, they just completely overblowed it. Am I, looking back,
What you mean doing too much of a good thing? You mean?
way too much, way too much.
Yeah, I feel like they just wanted to get like people who had certain tastes in music, I guess.
Sure.
Um,
Oh, mate, why did you want the DJ Hero for?
oh man, I want it. I still want it now. I
Fair
badly want
play.
to play it,
Fair play.
badly, but it costs like so much money because obviously they're not around anymore. So people who have them, even like more newer ones, want to get rid of them and make money off of them. So, although
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I've actually seen some like really cheap ones, but they're probably like really, you know, used, I imagine.
Mate, I gotta say, a part of me just wants to play through all of these like in a day. Just, you know what I mean? Just blitz them.
Yeah, that would be quite fun. Do we? So we do we? We're not counting the newer Guitar Hero, right? Or are we?
Nah, I mean that was no. I wouldn't say so.
Because I actually have that one.
Have you played
Guitar
it?
Hero, Guitar Hero Live.
You played it?
I have it.
The guitar?
The guitar
Any
right
good?
behind me. Well, in front of me. Yeah, I like it.
Really?
It's different. It's not.
It's not that.
I'd say the good thing about it is the TV aspect, which is basically like a multiplayer version, but not really.
Sure.
Where you essentially, so there's like remember MTV back in the day,
Yeah.
or like Kerrang,
Yeah.
where they'd literally just play amazing rock songs or like metal songs during the day. Like, imagine that, but if it was Guitar Hero and you could play along with the songs. That's what Guitar Hero Live was. Although I've now actually gone to Guitar Hero Live's website, and I think the servers have been shut down.
Already?
So it says here, notice of potential refunds to purchases of Guitar Hero Live. Activision is offering a voluntary refund program for customers who bought Guitar Hero Live Gaming on system or after December 1st, 2017 in the United States. Customers may qualify to refund if, and then it gives a load of stuff, which
Wow.
makes me believe that the game isn't around anymore.
That is. I didn't realize it bombed so hard.
I don't think it did. I mean, this is only like from the start of last year. It was around for like 2 years.
Okay. I didn't hear
It
many
isn't,
people play or speak
it
about
isn't
it though.
great. I mean, I didn't mind it. I think the campaign definitely wasn't great. It was definitely targeted more towards a bit more of a mainstream rock way of going. There definitely were some songs in there that weren't as mainstream. Um, I do think the TV aspect was probably the best thing about it because you could literally just jump on and play all the. You could play Metallica, you could play Disturbed, you could play Led Zeppelin. I mean, it was literally they had like genre playlists. So if you wanted to, be in the rock genre, in the pop, in the punk, in the metal, whatever it was, and there was so many like varying different. You could have Queen on one side, and then you could have like something like Korn or something heavy on the other side. So it was great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like boot it up and see if it still works because I've been playing it recently.
Do it. I want to correct myself, Jay. Guitar Hero Aerosmith came out before World Tour. This timeline's all messed up for me. I don't know what to say.
It did.
Yeah,
So
apparently, but my
yeah,
word.
Aerosmith came out the same. It came out after, didn't it? It came out
Mm,
the same year, but I want to say it was after something like. So October for World Tour.
yeah, June for Aerosmith.
Oh wow, June. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I love those games, dude. I would happily play through World Tour, all of them, for like a day, couple of days, a weekend. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. They were so big at the time.
I still have Guitar Hero 3, the
Do you?
game.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could probably technically still play it.
Yeah.
I imagine it'd be funny. Oh no, it wouldn't work, would it?
What, trying to
I'm
play it
sure.
on
I
the
mean, I
new
could
one?
I could play it on controller. I've done that before.
Is it harder?
It's different. It's not. I wouldn't say it's hard. If anything, it's probably easier.
Fair.
once you know how to do it, it's probably like
Mate,
really.
because being good at Guitar Hero was like the most important thing. Like this is where like girls started playing games in our
Well, yeah,
sphere.
because it was in our friend group, the
Yeah,
two girls who played it were bloody better than us,
they were
which made
unbelievable.
sense.
They were unbelievable. It was nuts, mate. Like
It was kind of annoying. I'm glad
everyone
though because they sort of made us want to do better at it. So
everyone was playing Guitar Hero, dude. Like I had a drum set for a while. That was like the
man, I
most
wish
fun
I had that
ever.
drum set.
Oh man, it was
Ugh,
so
honestly,
fun.
if I still had that, I'd probably still be bloody playing it.
I feel you. I feel you.
Oh, I'd have loved that. That'd have been so fun. It probably would have been noisy, but it would have been fun.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was noisy, but yeah, that was amazing. I remember going around Blaw's and like seeing him do drums, and I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, I want to do that too.
And then I was. That's where I first learned rhythm. Genuinely, that is where I first
Oh,
learned a
okay.
sense of
Well,
rhythm.
I've heard drums is definitely a good way to learn rhythm. I mean, this it makes me laugh actually. I'll like see people who who I see at work or whatever, and I'll think, wow, you have no rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll be like, maybe like humming to a song, and I'm thinking, you're way off. Either you don't know this song, or you think you know the song too well, so you're trying to like, do well at it. But
Yeah, sure,
I'm just like,
sure.
wow, your rhythm is really off. It kind of surprises me how bad people's rhythm can be sometimes. I feel like people with bad rhythm probably can't play instruments, right? And
Diff-
you've got
gen-
to have a pretty good sense of rhythm if you need
yeah.
to play an instrument, especially drums or
And like this is
even
where
guitar or
the
anything.
mate, honestly, like my brother used to have sleepovers and all his mates would play it all night, and then some of his mates were just stupidly good at it and all that kind of stuff, and like the drums and stuff. It was just absolutely mental.
Mm.
Absolutely, it was such a craze, dude. It is a huge part of our gaming
It's
childhood.
the reason why Post Malone plays guitar.
Is that right?
It's the reason why he got into music was because of Guitar Hero.
Is that right?
So if it wasn't for Guitar Hero, there'd be no Post Malone.
That is interesting.
I guess some people probably would prefer him not be around, but I think he's good. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Because
he's
he's
great.
quite good on guitar, isn't he?
He's amazing.
Right.
You've seen him play? He's bloody brilliant.
No, I
He's as
haven't.
good as you can probably not get necessarily, but he's up there. He's pretty good.
Right, okay.
I think he's self-taught as well. So
Right.
yeah, just playing for years and years.
Fair.
I wish I had that discipline, but I don't. So
It's interesting, dude. Like, you have the one half of the rock star, which is the drinking, smoking, but then you have the other half, which is the work ethic, which like nobody talks about.
extremely like
Yeah,
weirdly intelligent when it comes to like. I think a lot of the time though it's probably down to memory and just motivation. Like motivation and memory is just like you can do anything with those two things.
yeah, yeah,
Everything comes down to just learning stuff.
for sure,
Although
man.
now that I've been trying to learn some stuff during this break, as it were,
Oh yeah, what are you learning?
languages.
Oh yeah,
Trying, not like massively,
yeah, yeah.
not
What
like
what
putting
languages?
my time into it. Japanese,
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah, a little bit of Korean here as well.
So is that Mandarin or Japanese?
No, just
Different.
Korean and Japanese.
Okay,
Mandarin is Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah.
Well, it's an aspect of Chinese anyway.
CC. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like Mandarin. No, yeah, fair play. Writing the symbols is awesome. But yeah, no, Japanese is super cool. What I will say, Jay, like Guitar Hero 3, immediately I'm thinking Slow Ride, I'm thinking Bulls on Parade, I'm
I
thinking
still listen to a lot of those songs. I think I follow a lot of playlists on like streaming services, and I'll just like listen to all the Guitar Hero stuff.
fair.
It's great.
I gotta shout out Band Hero, mate. I loved Band Hero.
Yeah, so Band Hero.
The pop equivalent, basically.
Yeah, I that completely missed me. I didn't really like
Oh,
see
dude,
that.
I loved it. I loved it.
I think
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Rock Band was definitely
Really
one I
good.
would have liked to have gotten into, but never did.
Rock Band.
Yeah, again, because it was basically like the band aspect, right? So you
Sure.
had the microphone, the guitar, you had the drums. Like I couldn't afford it, so I didn't really like play it. I
Yeah,
remember seeing it in game shops and being like, "Wow, if I had the money, I'd love to get that."
I gotta say, mate, I'm not sure Rock Band ever did quite hit the heights of Guitar Hero. I mean, it might have, but
Yeah, I think potentially, definitely did well. I don't know if it did the same as Guitar Hero. I remember Beatles Rock Band doing really, really well.
yeah, my brother got that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have loved to have got that because the guitar for that was really cool.
And my brother got Green Day Rock Band,
Because the
obviously.
guitar for that was like the bass. It was McCartney's bass guitar, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
You had all of them. The drums was literally like a set that was based on the actual drums, and then each of the guitars was based on each of the guitarists as well. So
Right.
wow, that's really cool to look at. I would have loved that. That would have
Do
been
you
so
think
cool.
we could buy like a cheap Rock Band set from eBay or whatever? Because the problem is I'm
I
not sure they
mean,
all
I'm
work.
gonna tell you the price right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's $500 on stuff right now.
I feel like those instruments either broke or become so rare in circulation they might be expensive now. To be
So I
fair,
found one that's $250,
that's not too bad.
$200, but I don't think it's the main. It's like the entire set.
A lot of them are broke as well. That's the issue.
Actually, I think you could actually pick which guitar you wanted. I think when it came to the set.
I'm gonna do a weekend. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I might
At
go
the
back and have a look.
drive-in in the old man's car, and then like World Tour. I'm thinking Living on a Prayer. I'm thinking Purple Haze, and then oh, dude, the stages like Guitar Hero 3 when you like end up going to hell. Like oh, so cool, so
How much of
cool.
Guitar Hero 5 did you play?
None, mate. Did you, I mean,
Yeah,
there
I
was
want
no
to say I
4
potentially
technically, was
tried
there?
it.
There was World Tour, so
I think I did play 5. I can't really remember now.
there was so many, mate. It was so hard to keep track.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
At the drive. Nothing worse than having to 5-star a song in Guitar Hero which you hate, you know. Good lord. Good lord.
I will say actually, the Guitar Hero Live guitar, very buggy.
Is that right?
Like if you didn't like, if even when you press some of the buttons, sometimes they just stick and they don't work. I think that
Really?
was probably another thing too. Like if the buttons, the Guitar Hero 3 guitar lasted longer than my Guitar Hero Live guitar, and I
Right.
didn't play it. I've only played my Guitar Hero Live guitar maybe 12 to 15 times
Yeah.
max, and I've
Yeah.
probably played the Guitar Hero 3 guitar well over 200 times
Right.
before it ever felt like it was sticking. So I want to say things back in the day were probably better, more well made.
Yeah, so we're going to do Guess Who's review. So, for the people who haven't quite sent us their teeth as offerings yet, every week me and Jay pick a random review of a random game, give 3 quotes, try and guess it to the other person. So this week Jay has picked the game. He's going to give me the 3 quotes. First quote you get, if guessing the game on the first quote, you get 3 points. Second quote, 2 points. Last quote, 1 point. Jay, what are the scores, please?
8-7 to me.
8-7 to Jay. All right.
Okay, plenty of opportunities to admire the island from cliffsides, misty mountain outlooks, and precarious climbing ropes, as it really makes me feel like an explorer.
The island.
Is that your guess?
No. Is that? Did they say the island?
Yeah, plenty of
Ooh.
opportunities to admire the island from cliffside, misty mountain outlooks, and precarious climbing ropes, as it really makes me feel like an explorer.
Oh, this is tough. This is
I honestly
really.
don't know if you've played this. I kind of hope you have. I think you have.
This is really tough.
It's weird because once you know it, you'll be like, that's obvious from the first one. Like
Yeah, I'm
annoyingly
thinking
obvious.
Misty. I'm thinking Island. I'm thinking Lookouts. I'm thinking Far Cry. Far Cry 3?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It is not Far Cry 3.
Okay. All right.
Okay. As much as I love this game as an action game, I miss it as an explorative puzzler. There's not much actual in this origin story. I had to bleep out certain bits because it would give out too
That's
much away.
fine. Oh, no.
So, origin story,
Yeah.
I miss it as a puzzler. It's more an action game now. So, a game that used to have puzzles is an origin story now, and is also an
I don't
action
know if I'm
game now.
blanking here. I don't know if everyone's screaming at me, but I'm struggling.
Yeah, it's honestly, you're gonna kick yourself once you know what it is.
No doubt. No doubt. No, I'm gonna have to skip this one, mate. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go last quote.
From frightened castaway to hardened survivor, the opening hours still feel self-indulgent, relying a little heavily on carefully planned cinematic moments. I will say this is probably hard mode. I'd say for this week.
Oh, mate.
Frightened castaway to hardened survivor.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Far Cry. I mean, Castaway,
Castaway.
Island.
You fell off a boat in the beginning. You're gonna really kick yourself once you know this.
Oh no! I've got to get it. I've got to get it.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I think none of us have actually gotten 0. I want to say. I'm trying to give you some good hints here.
Fell off a boat.
Yeah. An explorer.
It's not Uncharted, is it?
I'll give you 2 guesses because you obviously skipped your second one. So it's not Uncharted. Although that is a bet. Honestly, you are so close. It's annoying. You're so close. It's annoying. What other games are
Oh
like
shit! Is it
Uncharted?
Is it Tomb Raider?
Yes, it's Tomb Raider.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it
All right,
is.
it's 8-8. We're the same.
Oh yeah, no, they were great quotes, mate.
I
Great
know,
quotes.
right? I was
Yeah.
gonna go. That was definitely hard mode.
No, yeah, fair play. I should have got that. Is that
Yeah,
that's the
I know.
reboot? Of course it. Oh, it
It's the
makes
reboot
it
one. Yeah.
makes so much sense now.
Used to be a
Oh
puzzler, not so
god.
much
All right,
now.
mate. What are you playing this week?
Nothing probably. I want to attempt remember me at some point in the next month,
Okay, all right. I'm
and
playing.
probably some fighting games as well. Some Street Fighter 5. I'll try.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm playing Odyssey, and with that, we're out.
We're out.